Where are you calling from?
This is Stacey Dash.
There she is. How you doing? Okay.
Hi.
I had the wrong number down there. Look, girl. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to bring to you, live on the Wayne Dupree Show, a family member of mine. I love her dearly. She is out there. She is really taking it. She's taking it from all angles, but she's a fighter. She's a fighter. She's a fighter from New York. She doesn't take no stuff. She has come out with a new book. We're going to be talking about that tonight, and hopefully we'll see her at the Republican National Convention. But we'll talk about that a little later. Ladies and gentlemen, my sister Stacey Dash. What's up, Stacey?
Hello. How are you?
What's going on with you? Well, you're always looking good, but you know, man.
Just busy promoting my book, you know.
Okay. Well, look.
Being lively.
When I got your book, let me tell you something. Oh, wait. You know what? Let me introduce you to my co-host, too. Miss Cambry Nelson from California, my co-host.
Hello. Hi, darling.
Hi.
Thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me.
And we also have Mr. Hutch Bailey Jr. from Cold War Radio.
Good evening, Ms. Dash. Thanks for coming on the program this evening.
Well, thank you for having me.
And the Right Side Broadcasting Network chat room is going nuts. They are happy to have you on. And also the Spreaker chat room that we have. Look, I got two chat rooms bouncing on both sides. So,
okay.
Yeah, you know, I know.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know exactly. I know we have a little bit. We have limited time, but I want to get in as many questions as we can. So, First thing I want to ask you is: I know you are a strong Donald Trump supporter,
yes.
And you are watching him take it from all angles. He's taking it from the Democrats. He's taking it from Republicans, GOP, everybody.
Everybody.
And you are also getting it from basically all sides. But how do you, or what kind of advice would you give to him? Not, because you are out there.
Yeah. Well, I really don't think Donald Trump needs any advice from me.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that he just keep going strong, and keep reaching out to the people that want to, this false narrative that the Democrats are putting out. They want people to believe that he doesn't care about. Mm-hmm. I say that he keep reaching out to those people, and I'm talking about people that are disenfranchised, and uneducated and underprivileged, and, the ones that really need the help, the ones that really need the jobs, the ones that are really, really standing behind him because they believe that he will bring them what they need, which is a thriving, prosperous economy.
Right.
And that's why I love him, because I know that he can do that. He's a deal maker, mm-hmm. and he's a businessman, and that's what we need right now. We need a businessman, and we need a man who's not going to take any crap from anybody.
Right.
Well, talking about not taking crap from anybody, that's one thing I admire from you, because you can basically throw someone down when they disagree with you when you're live on air, and it's just so smooth. So I should just give you props for that. But being a woman, I mean, right now we're seeing more women stand up to for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Because they're putting out this notion, especially more the liberals, that women, the women are backing him. And you're an inspiration to a lot of women, because we're out there fighting this battle just like you, throwing people down. I mean, do you get that a lot? When some people ask you, do they pull the woman card on you every time you talk about Donald Trump?
Every single time. And every single time I say to them, okay, give me an example. And they have two examples, and they give me the same two every time. Megyn Kelly and Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh my God. Okay.
And I'm like, really? That's it? That's what you've got from me? Well, guess what? You're wrong. I am with Women Vote Trump, Super PAC, and we are doing it separate from the campaign, because we are women that believe in Donald Trump. We are women that believe in him. We are women that believe he respects women. We are women that believe he is a fighter for women, an advocate for women. And it's obvious. And what I go by is the women are the women in his life. His daughters, his daughter, his wives. They're all beautiful, strong women who you can tell he loves and cares about and adores and treats and like gold and cherishes them. And to me, that says a lot about a man. The women that he surrounds himself with. And I myself have been treated very well by him. And I feel like that's how he treats all women.
Right.
I don't think, just because he may have a disagreement with someone and she just so happens to be a woman does not mean that there's a whole movement against all women. You know what I mean? It's just another excuse. It's just another card to play, like race. It's just another thing we want to do.
Stacey, I'm sure Wayne's going to bring this back to your book in a second, but I got to ask you about something. On Sunday, the Black Entertainment TV Awards were held, and Jesse Williams got up there and had a speech, let's just call it that, and you had a pretty strong rebuttal, and you don't pull punches. Can you explain to the audience what happened?
Well, he got up there and started saying how the black man's being held down by the white man, and how we don't black people, we don't need white people we don't need to make white people feel good because they've accepted us. I'm sick of it.
I am too.
It's a chip on his shoulder.
I am too.
We don't. Nobody owes anybody anything.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And slavery is something that happened 150 years ago in this country.
Right.
But in the rest of the world, there is still slavery going on. And slavery has been something that's been going on since the dawn of time.
Right.
In every single culture. And I don't hear everyone else dragging it along with them like a ball and chain.
Right.
All it does is hold you back. Let it go. It's over. It's done.
You know what, too,
and
Stacey?
Justin Timberlake to apologize for saying that he wants everybody to be equal and to just love each other and be okay. To apologize for saying that, it makes me shake my head.
Right.
And in bafflement, because I don't understand. Why are you apologizing? Because you believe in equality. Why is that wrong? Why is that bad?
There's one thing that I've said, and I take a lot of heat for it, but I'm serious. Like my father used to say, I'm serious as a heart attack and 2 strokes following.
Right.
when it comes to slavery, if the people of today want to hold white people accountable for slavery, first thing they need to do, they need to go to a graveyard and start digging up those slave masters and hold them accountable. Because nobody in today's time had anything to do with what happened to our great-great-great-great-grandparents. Nobody.
Exactly.
Nobody was on the ship. Now, if somebody was on the ship, because I hear Sheila Jackson Lee says that she's the last slave in the House of Representatives, but that's another story. But if anybody was on the ship and they went over there and got those slaves from Africa over 300, 400 years ago, if y'all are in the audience, then come on. Then come on to my house so we can talk. I'll give you some wall-to-wall counseling. But Stacey has a book. I'm going to show y'all this book right here. Stacey has a book right now, and it is how Stacey Dash went from clueless to conservative.
Yeah.
It is
called There Goes My Social Life. From clueless to conservative.
There goes my social life. And this book is out right now. This book is out right now. You need to go and get it. You need to go and support another conservative who is out there on the front lines. Okay? You need to go out and get it. Stacey, you said that you were blacked into voting for Barack Obama in 2008.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Well, I was blacked into it because I didn't know anything about him. I'd never voted before. And I just thought, yes, a black president. And I think a lot of America was blacked into it. I think a lot of us were. We thought we'd have a black president and there would be butterflies and unicorns and everything would be wonderful and beautiful. No more racism, no more racial divide. But what happened? instead of uniting us in a very profound way, which he had the opportunity to do, he has divided us more than I've ever seen us divided in my entire lifetime. And it saddens me. And it angers me. And I'm not going to do it.
Right.
So for the second term, I decided, no, I'm voting for Romney.
And you really got hit with that one. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody was so behind. I mean, everybody just loved Stacey. They did Stacey Dash. And then when Stacey came out, like, well, I'm voting for Mitt Romney. What? I mean, they could not understand you having that epiphany that, hey, you know what? Maybe things aren't as rosy as they seem.
They weren't. We're not socialists, and we are not a country that goes around the world apologizing. We are the United States of America, the best country in the world, and we are the superpower of the world. So he has now diminished us to being a joke.
Right, exactly.
And diminished us to being divided and full of hate.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree with you. It has to
stop.
stop. And I agree with you. When we talk about all this racial stuff, it makes me so mad because I was raised, love has no color. That's just how I was raised. And if I found somebody was being hurt, I don't care what color you are, I'm going to go after them and I'm going to bust a fool up. If they're hurting somebody, I just don't understand. I don't understand that mentality. But something happened that's very similar to what happened with Donald Trump. There was something that happened in his life when he went from being pro-choice to pro-life. And you actually had the exact same thing happen to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, it did. I was. It's in my book. I was in a bad place in my life, and you can read in the book how I got to that place. But I was doing a lot of drugs, and I was with a man that was abusing me.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out I was pregnant, and I was, I just thought I can't bring a child into this world. I'm doing drugs. I'm with a man who's beating me up. I can't. So I went to have an abortion, and I was so far along that they were going to put me under. So they had an IV in my arm. And I had forgotten about God. I stopped talking to God a long time. It's been a long time since I talked to God.
Right.
But I couldn't stop crying.
Right.
And I had learned over my lifetime how to turn my sadness into anger. And I could not turn this grief into anger. I couldn't do it. And so I did the only thing I could do, which was cry out to God. And I said, God, you have to tell me what to do. I don't want to sign. You have to tell me, because I can't come to terms. I can't make sense of it. I can't come to terms with this. Can't make sense of it. And God told me, like I'm speaking to you, he said, keep your son. He even told me it was a boy. And so I ripped the IV out of my arm, and I jumped off the table, and I started screaming, I'm keeping my son, I'm keeping my son. And my doctor, said, calm down, let's do a sonogram, make sure everything's okay. And he did the sonogram, and I saw my son's little pea-sized heartbeat, and I just thought, Jesus Christ, Stacey, how could you have considered getting rid of this beautiful little boy, little life that's growing inside of you, that's a part of you, who's going to be 26, July 11th, by the way.
Wow, thank God. Thank God.
He saved my life. From that day forward, I never did another drug. I left that man that beat me, and it is because of my son that I'm here today. So I'm very proud to be pro-life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and I would, I would challenge girls to please think about what you're doing before you even put yourself into that position. Before you even get that far, please think. Abstinence is probably the best thing if you're not in a position to keep a child.
Right.
And the thing too is so many other people are affected by that, because Stacey, I got to tell you, my daughter came to me with a very similar story, and I now have a grandson, and I'm thinking, my God, thank you for making that choice. I mean, she didn't get as far into it, but she was in the office, and I think the pro-life word is getting out a lot more now, and I'm really praising God for it, in the young community especially. But you You spoke of a relationship, an abusive relationship. Let's talk about the Second Amendment a little bit and how you had to actually execute your Second Amendment.
Yeah, I did. Well, this man, even though I left him when my son was an infant, he stalked us for 3 years. I literally had to move. I can't even count how many times I had to move in 3 years. And this is in between one of my moves. I was staying with a friend, and my son was asleep upstairs, and this man found us, and he kicked the door in off the hinges. Now, by this time, I had bought a gun because I was done. I was done being a victim. I was done. And I was not going to allow this man to hurt my child. So he kicked the door in off the hinges. He knocked me out. I, came to, ran upstairs, got my gun, loaded it. He came running up the stairs, and I came walking down the stairs shooting, aiming at his head. I wanted to kill him. I missed, thank God, but he never came back again. So my Second Amendment right saved my life and my son's life.
Outstanding. That's all I can say. Outstanding. And listen up, ladies and gentlemen. That's the real deal here.
I am holding up the book again. There goes my social life from clueless to conservative. Stacey Dash from our friend Nancy, with our friend Nancy French. And Stacey, I'm going to have to let you go. I don't want to, but I'm going to have you back so we can talk some more about the book. Are you going to be at the Republican National Convention?
Yes, I am.
Well, look, we're going to be broadcasting live. We're going to have video too. So
good.
Let's make a date and be there for these people, these beautiful people, because they loved your story. They loved your story, and I'm sure that they're going to want to hear more from you. So,
and if anybody wants to know what else I'm doing and what I'm up to, because I'm like you, Wayne. I want to make America great again. So you can go to my website. It's dashamerica.com.
There we go. Dash America.
That's your new political movement, right?
Yes, that's my new political movement. And if you want to get in touch with me, you just go there and I will. You tell me what you want, and you can see what I'm up to and see what you'd like to be involved with. Because I'm involved.
I would love to do that, especially here in Southern California. Love it.
Thank you. Great.
Thanks for sharing.
America.com. Thank you so much.
Well, I tell you one thing, Stacey, we're behind you 100%. And anytime you need me, you know where to find me, and I know exactly where to find you. So I look forward to bring you back on so we can have a little longer talk. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Love it. Bye bye.